Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. You talk outdoors for the next 90 minutes. Good morning to all you folks in Memphis on AM 790 and Brownsville on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. And, of course, in Jackson, Tennessee, News Talk 101.5, and this is Second Saturday, and we have the man himself on the line. He's in God's country. Now he can say that, I guess, but he's in Hot Springs. He's everywhere. You know that, and that's Ron Wong. Good morning, Ron.
Hey, good morning, Larry. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning here, and I'm sitting on the banks of Lake Hamilton.
Lake Hamilton,
for the Pan Am fishing tournament that's going on, and
yes,
golly, it's here this morning.
Great place.
As soon as I get off the radio show here, I'm going to be
taking pictures,
shooting pictures of the youth, the kids'
fishing
education.
That's right. Yes,
program that they have going on as part of the Pan Am International. And I say international because not only is it just Pan American, but they have teams from South Africa and a team from the Philippines.
That's right. Yes, a very colorful start to it in downtown Hot Springs. But Ron is our man over there covering it. We'll have lots of pictures on LarryRay.com from Ron.
A lot of
pictures, because this is a very patriotic thing. I know that we've talked the last couple of weeks with John Knipe, and then last week with Tony Forte, and then we got Ron over there. But we got a jam-packed show, the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming, we think, and Shelby McCall. I'm solo in the studio with Shelby this Saturday morning, but Ron has helped line up a couple of really great guests, and then we're going to talk about a couple of events that's coming on later. We're going to let Ron slip on out and get out and start taking those pictures, but Ron is set up. We're going to have Mr. Crappie himself. Always great, Ron, to talk to Wally Marshall. His big Crappie Expo and the Crappie tournament itself is coming up. We'll talk to him. Then Ron has got a cousin on with us this morning. I mean, he says there's more Wongs than Smiths in the world, and so Ron found one, and really I'm excited to talk to Matty Wong out of Honolulu, Ron, and that's going to be a real cool interview because you know his success and what he's done, and I've read up a lot about him, so. Ron's lined up these opening guests, and then after that, we're going to talk about one of the longest-running wild game suppers going on in the Mid-South. It will be today, and that's the Hunter D. Stafford Memorial Supper out in Brighton, Tennessee. And then we got a big bass tournament on the river next week that Mr. Bill Dance is involved in, and it's called Valero Reeling for Good Bass Tournament with all the money going to the United Way of Memphis. And then we're going to close out today's show with a tribute again. We had a tribute last week for the late Mike Hayes, and I will say glad that me and Miriam could be up at least the visitation for Mike on Monday. But we're going to close out the show with a tribute to the late Gary Lockie. And if you know anything about bird dogs, the bird dogs or the national championship or whatever, Gary recently passed away at the age of 101. 101. And,
wow.
Yeah, he touched a lot of lives. But let's talk with Ron now. And Ron, I know that this event you've been kind of gearing up for and everything. There's a lot of patriotism in this. But, I mean, you got Roland Martin. You got all the guys, a lot of the great I think Larry Nixon's there. I mean, there's some big names representing the United States, isn't there?
You know, it really is, Larry. And, you know, this kicked off Wednesday evening with the ceremony in downtown
Hot Springs.
They blocked off all these streets in Hot Springs.
Yes.
And they had a ceremony on a big stage that they set up, and each one of the teams came out with their flags, played their national anthem, and of course the U.S. was the last. And I have to tell you, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But you talk about a lot of legends that are here. Roland Martin is here.
Yes.
Larry Nixon.
Yeah, the general is there. Yeah, Larry
and
Nixon.
The general.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some pictures here, hopefully in the next day or so.
Okay.
On LarryRay.com.
Yes.
About the opening ceremonies, and you'll see some funny stuff with Roland Martin and Larry Nixon and.
Did Jimmy Houston?
Charlie Hartley, of course.
Did Jimmy Houston get to come?
And Jimmy Houston? Oh, he was.
He's a hoot.
He was one of the speakers at the opening ceremonies, and of course he was there. And what a fantastic job! They've put together quite a team for the U.S. here. And some people that we've had on our show.
Yeah.
Of course, Jimmy Houston's going fishing in it. Not Jimmy Houston. Larry Nixon.
Larry Nixon's going to fish in it. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Uh-huh.
And of course, Stephen Browning we've had on.
Mosley. Brock Mosley's in there too.
Tyler Rivet.
Yes.
Joey Cifuentes.
Yes, he's there, and we're going to talk to Joey in about 2 weeks later on about Angler of the Year honors and things for Joey.
And we've had him on before.
Yes, we have.
One of those Big Blue Elite tournaments. But, they're all here, and it's really amazing what Hot Springs has done to welcome all of these folks from all over the world.
They want this as an Olympic sport. This is they're
working on it.
Yeah, my good friend Brian Hendricks from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette wrote a wonderful column about the event itself, and this is kind of a stepping stone, and I'm so happy that Ron could be over there and take part in this, because this event could have a lasting impacts. And when you think about the flags and everything like that, but our team wants to win too. I mean,
absolutely. And Larry, a couple of years ago, several years ago now, I covered a Pan Am kayak championship.
I remember. Yes.
And we had pictures of that way back when too.
Yeah.
But it's and they're going to have that next year again. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, this is.
They're going to catch some fish. They're going to catch some fish, aren't they, Ron? I mean, this we got some good weather finally, and I'm expecting.
Yeah, we got some good weather, and one of the, I'll have to say, coach.
Well,
for our team, Stephen Browning.
Yes,
of course, he's fishing there.
He's from Hot Springs.
He lives on the shores of Lake Hamilton.
Yeah.
So they had a Wednesday afternoon. They had a USA team meeting. And they had a big old map and everything, and he started pointing things out, what to do.
He knows that lake.
What the patterns are right now.
Yeah.
The water temperatures and all of that. This has been up to today. I'll tell you, it's been unreal. And of course, today, here in a little while, we'll start off with the Kids Education Day. They'll get to go fishing. They'll get to listen to Charlie Hartley and several others. It's a short 3 hours and 15 minutes. Stay in the speed limit to Hot Springs here on Lake Hamilton. It's at the fish hatchery. Come on out. I encourage all of our listeners to come on out and join me, and I'll even take your picture.
He will take your picture, and it is just watch out for the trucks on Interstate 30 and Interstate 40 getting to Hot Springs.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Well, you got a big car, Ron. That's right. They don't chase you like they do in my little Toyota and everything. But, Ron is over there, and of course, before we move on, I want Ron to tell us what's happening fishing-wise here, because nobody can do that better. Let's let them know what's going on, Ron.
Well, first of all, let's start out with the crappie fishing. Crappie fishing on Pickwick Lake and Kentucky Lake is turning on big time.
Good.
Fishing brush piles
and
stake beds in about 12 to 14, 15 feet of water.
Okay.
Using a single jig. they're using an 1/8 ounce eye hole jig, tipped with a crappie magnet and show enough chartreuse color, and a slab bite on it, and just dropping it down on those fish.
Okay.
And then let's go to the Sardacina Grenada.
Yes.
Crankbaits. Pulling crankbaits is the deal right now.
Is it right now? Okay.
And they're using Strike King 3XD crankbaits and Bandit crankbaits in black and orange color, pink colors, or shad colors, trolling them anywhere from 110 to 140 feet
okay.
out. And the reason why you do that is to get those baits down to about 12 to 14 feet. And that's where they're biting, and you're trolling over 20, 25 feet of water, and those fish are biting really, really well.
Okay, all right.
And now, for you bass fishermen,
yes,
on the I-55 lakes, early morning, late in the evening, nothing like a topwater bite using a whopper popper or a sexy dog.
Yes,
on the main lake points.
The points,
and then once they go down, tie you on a 7-inch June bug colored or a green pumpkin colored cutter worm.
Yeah.
Or use a 6XD citrus shad crankbait. And I got to tell you, they're catching them. And they're also catching them on the ledges there at Sardis off the old river channel between Clear Lake and, Clear Creek.
Clear Creek, yes. Creek. All right, you got 1 minute. Wrap it up now.
All right, and then, for those fishing Pickwick,
they're
on the ledges.
Ledges, okay.
3/4 ounce jigs or 6XD crankbaits.
Okay.
Or Carolina rigs with a 8-inch lizard on it.
8-inch, got to be 8-inch. Okay. Nobody nobody can do a better fishing report in 2 minutes than Ron Wong. So I know a lot of you folks say, well, let's get him on quickly. We got him. All right, let's take a break. Ron's going to stick around because we're going to talk to Mr. Crappie himself. You know who that is. The plumber turned Mr. Crappie himself, Wally Marshall, on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.